Welcome back to another exciting episode of Building SHÉ Go. We hope you're all well. Thanks for looking in today. If you're new here, my name is Rick, and with my wife Lori, we're building a 31.5-foot diesel trawler in our backyard. We've been at it for a while. There's lots for you to look at if you want to go through our back catalog. Anyways, in this episode, we're doing something a little different. We're rolling back our plans to try and make things faster and easier and maybe less expensive for us. And we're looking at using some waterproof vinyl flooring in the main cabin and the forward cabin. My main question was, when we were looking at this and reading through the documentation, is that you can't glue it down because it's got this acoustical foam rubber backing on it, and that's just not going to work for us. So I decided I'm going to try out the three adhesives that I have. I've got contact cement, which is 3M Super 77. I've got PL polyurethane adhesive, and I've got epoxy. So we're going to glue some of these down, and then we're going to tear it apart. This is like science. You're going to want to pay attention. Yeah, destructive testing. That's right up my alley. Let's see if we can't break something. So we're going to conduct a little bit of an experiment today. I've got some samples of some vinyl flooring that we're considering using in the main cabin and the forward cabin of the boat. And these are manufactured vinyl waterproof planks. Now, this seems to be the most economical brand, and it's got a rubber backing, sound insulation on it, so we kind of think it would be ideal for our purpose. But the one thing that would void the warranty is gluing these things down. But on a boat, I really don't have a choice. I have to glue them down. So today I'm going to hi Junior, I'm going to glue them down. I'm going to use a polyurethane. I'm going to use contact cement, and I'm going to use epoxy. So I'm going to sand these surfaces, plywood sanded. I'll get my glue together, and we'll stick them down and let them sit for a few days because it's still pretty cool. Probably have to put some heat on the epoxy to get it to cure. As long as we have Junior's approval. There. So we'll let this sit for a few days. It should get warm enough during the daytime for the epoxy to kick off. I'll put a test blob down here. If it doesn't harden, I'll put some heat on it. And then once this is all set up, we're going to tear it apart and see which one holds the best. Stand by. So it's a couple days later, and it looks like these things are set up nice and hard. So we're going to do a little destructive testing. This isn't scientific. This is, yeah, I'm just going to judge which one is stuck the best. So the first one I'm going to try out was the one I put down with the contact cement, which is 3M Super 77, and I'm just going to go under one corner, see if I can get it up, and then I'm going to try some of my other tools of destruction to see how it goes. It broke the plank. Let's try again. I'd say that was well and truly stuck. Alright then, so that was the contact cement. 3M Super 77. Which I knew was going to be good stuff. Now, I'm going to try the next one, which is the PL8X polyurethane. And we'll see how well it fares. That was a lot easier. Well, that seemed to be well and truly stuck, but only in certain areas. It's hard to tell because the chisel would have peeled it off, but this corner looks like it wasn't glued in, and you can see in the little grooves that I made, they did not make contact with the back of the tile, which has ripped away some of the sound deadening insulation. But okay, that was interesting. Okay, this last one is the epoxy, and it cured. I had to put the heat on it yesterday because it was a bit cool, but I'm guessing this one is going to do pretty much the same as the contact cement, and that's break. Now, one of the issues that I had with the epoxy was squeeze out, and I mean, that's not a deal breaker, but it's just another mess to clean up. So we'll see what it looks like if we can get it off. See, that's broken away, and it's the foam backing that's failed, but it is well and truly stuck. I'm not going to sit here and beat it off all day. It's just, oh, that didn't sound very nice. I'm not going to try and get it off the plywood. This is a scrap piece, but you can see where on the epoxy it was the foam backing that failed, and that's probably the weak point in the whole question. On the polyurethane, it was probably the method of application and the gluing down. The PL probably would have benefited from more weight on top of it to get the full tile to come in contact with the adhesive. Now the one that I really like, and super simple, easy to use, easy to apply, is the contact cement, which is the Super 77, and that seems to have given a very good hold. It's contact cement, so it's rubber based, and it will have, even when cured, a little bit of flexibility to it, like that's not rock hard. So I think for this type of application in these products, the contact cement, good old Super 77 from 3M, works great. Well, that was pretty exciting, wasn't it? We broke some stuff, little bitty pieces, big pieces. We learned a few things. I was really impressed with the 3M Super 77 contact cement for gluing this type of material onto essentially a bare plywood substrate, which are our deck panels. It's got a tenacious grip. I'd say the grip is as good as epoxy. I can't quantify that scientifically, but just in trying to hack these things apart, it appears that the best coverage and the best grip and ease of application, less mess, comes out of a spray can. I think if we go that way, that's what we're going to choose. And we're going to have to set this little project aside for a while. I just dropped a whole bunch of money on new batteries. We originally purchased two 200 amp hour 12 volt Renogy batteries, of which one got reassigned to use in our recreational vehicle. The other one's brand new. It's for sale on Marketplace if you're interested. And I bought two of the new generation of 12 volt 300 amp hour batteries with the self-heating function built right in, and that's going to give us an extra 33 or 35% of available current to run our boat. So considering we've got a 12 volt air conditioner, I thought it was a pretty good deal because they were 47% off their spring whatever sale, so I jumped on it. And so there's going to be a few other little projects that we were planning to do, like the flooring and things like that. They're going to have to go on the sidelines for a little while. So what we've got coming up in the next little while is going to be a lot of hodgepodge little jobs that may take us back into the boat building zone. Seriously, yeah, I know it's dull, boring stuff. I can't do anything about it. It's grunt work, but we're going to push through it. So thanks everybody for looking in. We really appreciate it. Our subscribers level just went over 1,300 the other day, which is fantastic. And we've noticed there's a couple of people who are going through our back catalog and looking at all our old videos, which is great. If you can glean some information from them, like maybe I don't want to build my own boat, maybe I shouldn't build my own boat, but we've got videos where we talk about that. So anyways, again, from myself and Lori and the furry four-legged overlords that control our lives, cheers.